All right, doing a big one today. New England Patriots 2026 NFL draft target. Today we got Jordyn Tyson, Arizona State. Possibly a true Alpha 1 for New England here. Now, I've pointed him out a few times in some of my mock drafts. I've picked him because it's like, hey, if you have a shot at getting this kid, I think you need to do it. There's not a lot of guys that are first-round talents where I'm like, yeah, that guy's going to be okay with New England. He's going to survive here. He fits the system. I mean, maybe you go with Jaxon Smith-Njigba, Marvin Harrison Jr., Mika Buka probably last year. Those types of receivers who are polished, tough, playmaking upside, and can identify with New England, right? There's a couple big hurdles here. One, if we look around the NFL right now, we have some top wide receivers going out with some major injuries. So I'm thinking Tyson's probably not going to drop down to the Patriots, and I'm going to say drop down because hopefully the Patriots are picking in the back half of the first round this year. So keep that in mind, but I still want to highlight this guy because it's just a guy that when you watch him play and you listen to him in interviews, just learn about the guy. The guy actually screams a first round pick wide receiver for the Patriots. And again, I don't think he's going to make it. And I don't even know if the Patriots are going to even go offense on the first day or two. Because honestly, Mike Vrabel's defense needs to be retooled. And it's not his fault. Again, we've seen him make some moves in terms of personnel. There's obviously, it's not fine-tuned yet. And there's going to be some help up front, linebackers, free safeties, some corner depth. Yeah, there's some concerns on that defense. Maybe I'm kidding myself even going over this, but I think he deserves to be highlighted because I think he is by far the top receiver in this draft class. And when I look around now, he is, I mean, a few months ago, not so much, but now it seems like he is the consensus number one. And in my book, he's number one by a large margin. A full, true Alpha 1 wide receiver. Maybe you can pick out some guys that can be better than him in certain aspects. Maybe they have some better highlights. They're faster. Maybe they're bigger. Maybe they can get off press a little bit better. But there's not too many guys that have the polished toughness, IQ, instincts, and the playmaking ability, and also the production. This guy does it all. And again, I have a gut feeling he would actually be able to survive in this environment. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Patriots like this guy so much. Maybe they move up. Or if there is a big run on offensive linemen or quarterbacks, whatever, and for some reason, this guy somehow makes it down to the Patriots and they're able to go up and grab him or just sit there and take him and they just love this guy and that this is the guy they want. Because at some point, a lot of people point this out, you probably should try to find a young wide receiver that can really grow with Drake Maye. And Kayshon Boutte looks pretty solid. I think he's got some room to grow. Douglas definitely has some room to grow. Diggs being a Alpha 1 for the most part, but towards the back half of his career, doesn't have all the juice like he used to. Hollins is a solid X guy that's great in a variety of, aspects of the game. Kyle Williams, a little limited. But, he can probably be used in the proper way. Get him up to speed in some other parts of the offense, and maybe you can start seeing him out there. Chisholm being more of the prototypical slot guy. There's some guys there, but they're all kind of bringing their own little flavor to it, whereas Jordyn Tyson can be the Alpha 1 that changes the wide receiver room and a guy that can really sit around and work with Drake Maye and develop a strong relationship for the next decade. Now, for skill set, if the number one thing is route running, watching his highlights is one thing, but even just go watch when he's not getting the ball. This guy gives effort. He is a polished route runner. He's got crisp breaks, no wasted movement, elite separation at the top of the routes. I mean, with McDaniel's timing-based system and, being in the right spot at the right time, Tyson's precision mirrors exactly what the Patriots demanded of pass greats, like the Wes Welkers or the Edelmans, but more size and more downfield ability. Another great thing, hands, reliability, throw the ball towards this guy. Yeah, there might be some times where he gets out-muscled, but if the ball is going to touch his hands, he's grabbing it. He's got great body control too. He's decent in contested catch situations. Good concentration to finish through contact. Again, toughness, situational execution. You can rely on this guy. Yak and explosiveness. I would, maybe not an absolute elite, but let's give him like a B plus, A minus range there. Because he is dangerous after the catch. He's got good vision. He's got good balance. Doesn't just fall to the ground. Explosive plays. We're looking for a guy to be the next consistent chain mover. But also, anytime he gets the ball, he's flipping the field. Tyson brings both in the situation. And what makes him the Alpha 1 is not just the production, the route running, highlights, the reliability, but there's also the versatility. This guy's comfortable XZ slot, which is what you're looking for because, hey, you're forcing the defensive coordinator to be freaking out of where is this guy every single snap. The positional flexibility obviously also fit McDaniel's preference for moving chess pieces around the formation and not just having a guy out in the boundary and that's what he does all day. And he can hang out in all those positions. He's definitely got the physical profile to really hang out there and run all the routes from those specific spots. He's fast. He's not burner. Let's say like probably the mid 4.4s, maybe coming close to 4.5. Again, not a burner, but enough to separate vertically with technique. His 10-yard right off, he's got decent amount of burst off the line too. So not just a deep ball guy, but he's got enough to press the corners right away, get them in conflict, make them start making some tough decisions, and then he makes the move off them, and there you go, the guy gets wide open. Good vert too. Probably upper 30s. Broad should be solid. Over 10, 10.5, no problem. Where I think he's going to really impress is going to be those 3 cones and 20-yard shuttles. Let's say like 6.7s, maybe for the 3 cone and 20-yard, 4.1 or under. Now, bench, I don't know, 10, 15. That's where I think he has a lot of ability to improve, is that functional strength. He's not an overpowering, big-bodied receiver. So as an athletic profile, above average to low elite range. But, maybe he's more of like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, guy with maybe some Cooper Kupp aspects to him, especially since he's got, and again, because he's probably his agility testing 3 cone and the shuttle is going to scream that Patriots wide receiver prototype. Quick, fast, gets open, change direction skills, shifty. And that being said, he's not perfect. Again, like I just said, functional strength. He's going to have to add some more play strength to handle those physical press corners. Release package, I would say you have to expand. Again, probably goes to the hand usage and functional strength. Some counter techniques. Again, guys are going to come up and press him. He's probably going to have to go into the year really working hard on this. Otherwise, NFL DBs are definitely going to exploit that early on. And burner deep speed. He will win vertically with craft, but not just raw acceleration and power. And again, I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of guys that love watching, the Jamar Chase highlights or Justin Jefferson highlights and say, like, this guy's not a number 1. Yeah, he's probably not a guy that you just want to hang out on the boundary all day and then just throw it up randomly and no matter what, he's going to come down with it. That's not why I'm liking him as for the Patriots. He can do that stuff, but it's not like everything's an amazing highlight reel for him. It's not going to be the guy who's going to be in those types of conversations. He is going to be more of like, probably again, the Amon-Ra St. Browns, the Cooper Kupps, where dudes that are polished, consistent, bring some yak, versatile, bring separation, competitive toughness. Guys that probably could survive in New England. You bring in the Mike Vrabel factor. Toughness, discipline, football IQ. Tyson's game, built on precision, reliability, embodies those values. He's not a flash and burn athlete, every down threat who grinds DBs with technique. He will exhaust other DBs because they're not going to be able to be perfect like him every single snap. Josh McDaniels is going to love this guy. He's going to take him and be like, great, I have some guy that is reliable no matter where I put him on the field, no matter what down, what yard line, time on the clock. This guy's reliable, and I can use him because he wins quickly. He understands coverage. Tyson's ability to separate with craft rather than just pure athleticism, again, makes him more of a plug-and-play fit. And this is why you should be considering him, because you got Vrabel that would probably like his personality, his consistency, McDaniels because of just the Swiss Army knife ability for him and just the, again, reliability there. But the timing is why I still think to pressure him to be a number one pick for the Patriots this year is the Drake Maye connection. Maye is developing into a solid quarterback. We're seeing that. But you need to start getting a guy that he can work with so they can start anticipating the windows, winning the trust, the timing with the receivers. He knows where Tyson's going to be against this guy, against this defense, at this time, all those things, because you need a guy who's reliable regardless of the situation. Tyson is exactly that type of polished target who can grow alongside him, becoming a security blanket on third downs, but also the chain mover, and again, being a chain mover, but then also flipping the field. The guy that just becomes a headache all game for the defense, which will open up Kayshon Boutte for the deep ball, which will let Pop Douglas run amok underneath. Allow Hollins to hang out in the end zone for an easy touchdown, which will keep Hunter Henry and Hooper just those sneaky daggers that keep moving the chain and get those chunk yards, right? Maybe Kyle Williams can come in and, be used to stretch the field, but then all of a sudden, hey, a quick crosser and this guy's got his speed and his vision, he's burning it up. Stack Tyson up with Chisholm, and all of a sudden, Tyson's drawing double coverage. Chisholm's there for an easy option route in the middle, and you're chipping your way down the field for a touchdown. And if they do this would probably be one of the more memorable draft picks. Yeah, the last few years, because of where they've picked, they've obviously picking up Drake Maye, Will Campbell, Gonzo. Those are big names, guys that they've, I would say, hit on. Getting Jordyn Tyson would be another year in a row of picking a guy that essentially would be a memorable event because the Patriots have historically shied away from first-round talents. This is a guy that could rectify years of bad wide receiver drafts. It's been a very long time since the Patriots have gone and got an offensive weapon that could be a centerpiece of the offense. And again, I'll point this out one more time. Tyson is rare. I just don't see too many guys that play like him and appears to be a undeniable culture fit for the Patriots. Anyway, what do you guys think of Tyson? Should the Patriots even consider him? Will the Patriots have a shot at getting him? Should they move up to get him? Is there anybody else you're looking at that would match him on day 2? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys like this content, please like and subscribe.